What's up guys, and welcome to the channel. In today's video, we are working on the manual Toyota Supra once again. We're going to install a really fun performance part that's going to give us all of those awesome turbo noises and of course improve performance just a little bit. So we're going to improve the stock air intake with an upgraded one. So what I have here is the MST cold air intake. You can see all the products laid out. We have the whole heat shield assembly, the pipe, and of course a massive air filter. Even comes with instructions and pretty much everything you're gonna need. Now, we carry the MST intake on our website, linked down below if you wanna order one of these. These are really hot sellers, and it's a really good first performance part to really upgrade your Toyota Supra. And I'm excited to use my Supra to really test out all sorts of parts to really showcase everything about this car. So with all that said, that'll be linked down below. Check it out for sure. Now let's go ahead and start removing the stock intake, which is super simple. We're gonna start with getting the strut brace out, and then we can pop this thing right out. So with the intake all off, you can see just how much more space we get. The whole turbo and everything is exposed. And then the turbo inlet portion is right there, as you can see above the charge pipe. And then going over here to take a look, that ginormous stock airbox is getting replaced with a much cleaner design. And then this part right here that we took off, we're gonna be half disassembling this. The lower portion is gonna remain for the exact kit that you're seeing me install today. However, MST does carry this kit, and you can option it for the turbo inlet pipe. That will still be linked below. You can basically pick and choose which one you want to go with. So for right now, we're going to be keeping the lower portion of this part. However, this flexible portion, this muffler thing up top, is all going to be removed and replaced with a nice aluminum pipe, and then of course the new filter and the new airbox. So from here, this is a little challenging. We have to basically take apart this metal clip. You just kind of work it a little bit, and we should be able to pop it off. So with these pieces apart now, it's not too hard to use some flatheads and some pliers and pop that metal bracket off. So we're gonna be reusing the stock turbo inlet for the time being. And all you're gonna wanna do is take the supplied coupler, and this is basically just going to install onto it. Very simple, just like that. And then with that snap ring back into place and everything ready to go, we can just click this onto the turbo and then find that breather hose again and just gently pop that back on. And then take one of the rubber grommets from the stock airbox and slide it onto this lower piece. And now we just need to pop up this plastic rivet in this hole. And then moving to a 13mm, we're gonna get this bolt loosened just a little bit. And then we're just gonna take the heat shield, slide it down against this ridge on the strut tower, and just get it nice and lined up with the frame rail underneath. Lift this up and line up this hole down here, and then slide this underneath the bolt right here. And then the kit comes with a larger bolt nut and 2 washers. This is how you're gonna make this secure to this upper one going through that big thick rubber washer. Just put the washers on and we can start tightening this all together. And now we're just gonna take the air intake pipe itself, fish it through the heat shield. The beveled edge is gonna go down into that new silicone pipe. And we're just gonna slowly rotate it around, line it up with the silicone portion, and just slide that into place. And lastly, just take your new air filter, carefully lower it down, and install that right onto the intake pipe. So there's a pretty good look at the first installation of the MST intake. Obviously it fits super perfect as you would expect. And then lastly, we're just gonna take the sensor, and that is gonna slide right into here. And we're gonna go ahead and screw all that into place. But it is looking really good so far, just making the Supra look and perform that much better. And last up, we are just gonna install the MST heat shield. So there we go, MST intake all installed. It does clear the strut brakes perfectly fine. There's enough clearance under here for it to fit with no issues, but looking really good. That didn't take long at all. Honestly, you can knock this out in about 15 minutes. And this MST intake, my father-in-law, I put this exact same intake on his Supra, and one of my good friends has the same one on his. So the MST one is a really good bang for the buck intake for the car. So with that said, now let's start up the car. We'll throw the engine cover on, of course, and go drive around and see what kind of turbo noises we're gonna hear, especially with the manual. That is gonna be cool to hear that in between shifts. I've never owned a manual turbo car, and now that we got this intake, it should sound really, really good. So first driving the car, you can definitely hear the turbo a lot more. All right, hopefully the camera picks it all up. So much more noise. Oh, that sounds so cool. You even hear the blow off as I downshifted right there. So first impressions, I'm liking, I love hearing the turbo noises between shifts. And then in between downshifts you hear it as well. So sounds great. And the cool thing is, with these upgraded intakes on the Supras, when you're tuning the cars, they actually do give you more top end power. On my old Supra, when we tuned it, my car was making like 20 more horsepower in certain areas of the rev range with the tune versus the stock intake on the shop's car. So it's really cool to see what these mods do, especially once tuned. As far as stock tuning goes though, of course this looks way cooler than the stock one and sounds a lot better too, and it's a pretty affordable intake. Oh, that adds just that little bit of drama. That the Supra was missing, and I like how sport mode, of course, we get the extra pops. But non-sport mode, you still get all the cool intake noises. That is awesome. Well, there you guys go, installing the MST cold air intake on the manual transmission Toyota Supra. Remember, I'll have this product linked below, and you can order it with the turbo inlet pipe, and this will fit all the 3.0 Supras. They also make one for a 2.0 Supra as well if you're interested. But overall, super happy with it. I think it looks fantastic underneath the hood. Really completes the car now. So we got the intake and the charge pipe. So we are starting to get there on the Supra. Hope you all enjoyed today's video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button. Stay tuned for plenty more content, and I'll see you all in the next video.